Hey you guys, today we're going to talk about investing priorities. When we're investing, we're going to set a list of priorities and we're going to fulfill that list in order to get the best return and the best bang for our buck. All right, first thing, start early. You guys, compound interest is amazing. If you're 20 years old and you invest $100 and you don't put another dollar in, it compounds at 7% interest. At the end of 45 years, you're going to have over $2,100, you guys. Pretty amazing. In fact, Albert Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, and he was a pretty smart guy. So, start early. Take advantage of compounding. Okay, how do we do that? When you're young, you're not making very much money, you guys. So the earlier you can start, the better. How do you do that? You have to live below your means. If you make $1,000, you have to live on $900. Simple as that. Otherwise, you don't have money to put away, right? You have to have money to put away. Where do you start? What's the first thing you should do? All right, the first thing you do is start making an emergency fund. Now, I don't expect you to come up with 3 to 6 months for a full emergency fund right away. But here's the thing. You need to have enough to cover a deductible. Let's say you get hurt and you have to go to the doctor. You have to be able to pay at least the copay. You have to have a little bit of money saved aside so that at least if something happens, you can take care of it. All right? Now, with the mind that we're going to be working up to that 3 to 6 month limit, right? This is Investing Channel. Where do we start investing? Okay. The first thing I say is if you have an employer match, if you have a workplace plan, a 401k, a 457, a 403b, whatever it is, whatever kind of workplace plan you have, if you have an employer match, you guys, you have to get the match. It's simple. It's free money. You put in $1, they put in $1. 100% return on your money, risk-free, do it. If your employer matches, let's say 3%, make sure you put in the full 3% to get the full match, you guys. Now, what if he doesn't get it? What if you don't get a match? If you don't get a match, then you probably aren't making that much money because you're in your 20s. Start a Roth IRA. Here's why. Remember, Roth money goes in after tax. That means you've already paid taxes on it. If you're not making very much, you're probably not in that high of a tax bracket. I personally think right now, being in the low tax environment we are, when I retire, I'm afraid the taxes are going to be way up there, like in the sky. I don't know that for certain. Nobody does. But if the taxes are going to be higher, better to pay low taxes now. In a Roth IRA, remember, your money's going to come out 100% tax-free. Remember that $100 I talked about? Let's say you put that $100 into a Roth. And even if you didn't put another dollar in it, when you get to 65, you've got $2,100. Tax-free. Okay. So, what about an HSA? Do you have a high deductible health plan? Now, I made a video, this one, on HSA. If you qualify for an HSA, you guys, this is a good plan to put money into. Remember, it comes out pre-tax, so you're getting a savings on your taxes for it. It grows tax deferred, so as long as you don't use it, it's growing and it's not getting taxed. And as long as you take it out and use it for something that is medically necessary, prescription cost, you have to pay your doctor bill for surgery or the copay on that. All those costs, as long as you do it, it comes out tax-free. Here's the good thing, is you don't have to use it right away. You can let that grow for as long as you want. And it can grow for years. It can grow for 20 years. And as long as you take it out for medical expenses, it's tax-free when you take it out. It's a triple tax advantage. It's the only thing in investing that has a triple tax advantage. So if you qualify for that, I might even put that in front of a Roth if I'm in a higher tax bracket. First of all, get your employer match. Max out your Roth, or your HSA if you're available, if you're able to do it, and then max out your Roth. So let's say now you've put in $1,000 to get your match, let's say. You've maxed out your Roth at $6,000. You've maxed out your single person HSA at $3,500. So you've already got basically $10,500 invested. But let's say you have more money that you can invest. Where do you go next? This is where I say finish out your workplace plan, your 401k, your 457, whatever you have. Convert, keep contributing. Remember, the limit this year is $19,000, you guys. All that money can go in, depending on how you want it. You could put it in pre-tax or you could put it in post-tax. If you're in a low tax bracket, it might be better for you to do the Roth 401k option, where you're paying taxes in the low bracket now, with the promise that when you take it out, it's going to be tax-free. Now, if you're in a higher tax bracket, it may be beneficial for you to get the tax savings. That's an individual thing. I'm not going to get into that right now. But what happens when you've done that? Now you've put your $19,000 total into your 401k. You've put your $3,500 into your HSA. You've put $6,000 into your Roth. You've built up your emergency fund to 6 months. So if we do have another recession, which everybody seems to think is going to happen like any day now, right? Check out my recession video. I just talked about what to do for that. You'll have some money in case that goes bad. So where do you go next? This is where you're going to start a taxable brokerage account, you guys. This is where if you want to invest more money, remember, you're not going to have the tax protection, and anything you make, i.e. dividends on the stocks, any appreciation you have in the stocks, you're going to be taxed on when you sell those things. Taxation is important when you get to this step. This also might be where you're saving money for a down payment on a house. So it's going to change what you're investing in, right? Obviously, if we're saving money and we don't want to risk losing any of it, i.e. for a down payment on a house, we're probably not going to be aggressively in stocks for that. But something to think about. And if you've done all this and you still have money to invest, this is when you think about a 529 plan for your children. Now, I realize a lot of parents out there are probably going to be angry now and go, oh my God, I should have done this way before. Here's the thing. I paid for college from the Army College Fund. There are other options to get your children funds for college. You can't take a loan out for retirement, you guys. If you get to it and you've put all the money away for your child to go to college, but then you can't afford to eat when you're in retirement, you haven't done yourself a favor. First thing we do, we live under our means. We start investing early. First, we start emergency fund. We start little and we build up as we can. So that if something little happens, we can take care of it. Building up to the goal of 3 to 6 months. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of a match if our employer gives one. We are going to get the match. Once we've got the match, then we're going to go into investing in either an HSA if we're able to do that at work, or we're going to fill up our Roth. Now, not everybody has an HSA. I personally don't. But once we've maxed those two out, if we have them, then we're going to go back and we're going to finish maxing out our employer plan, our 401k, 457, 403b, whatever it is. Because that has the big limit, right? We can give $19,000 in 2019 to our 401k. That's the biggest amount we can put away for retirement. Now, depending on our tax bracket, we may do pre-tax or we may do the Roth option if we're allowed to. Depends on your situation. After that, we think about taxable in a brokerage account, right? Because we know that's not going to have any tax advantage. We're going to pay more taxes on it. And then after that, we pay for little Johnny's college. All right, you guys. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring the bell. It gets you notified each time I make a new video. I try to make a couple of videos a week. If you have comments, please leave them down below. If you have a topic you want to hear about, leave it in the comments. I will make the story, and I'll even give you credit for asking for it. So, I'll see you again. Take care.